No, ma'am. You don't
No,
tell
no,
me to
no.
hold. No, ma'am.
It's not
Stop.
that. I don't
Mute
know
her.
who I'm talking
Mute
to,
her.
ma'am.
Mute
I
her.
just don't know who I'm talking to.
Mute. I have a robe on, Miss Murray. I'm a judge. You're talking to a judge.
Hey everybody, today's video comes from Judge Rosie Speedlin Gonzalez in San Antonio, Texas. Make sure to like and subscribe our channel. Here's all the information here. Today's hearing is about a divorce that's gone rocky. There's a grandmother involved and Judge Rosie doesn't take well to her not giving proper answers. Let's go see how that one goes.
Miss Murray, have you given us permission, your attorney in this court, to go forward with this proceeding in this hybrid fashion, which is part in person and part on Zoom?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Thank you, Miss Murray. Please sit back, stand by. Can I get announcements from the attorneys for and on the record?
Jordan Sims for the state of Texas.
Angela Blake, attorney for Katrina Murray, present and ready.
Okay. So, Miss Murray, Veronica Murray, you are one of the witnesses. You may be the only witness that Miss Blake is going to call. Before she addresses the court with any of her requests, I'm going to allow her to question you and examine you. And after that, Mr. Sims will be allowed to cross-examine you. Once the examination is over, we're going to remove you from the hearing. Okay? Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
You may put your hand down. Ms. Blake, the witness is yours.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Murray, you recently filed an affidavit requesting a temporary restraining order. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And what date was that?
You referring to the permanent one? I'm trying to make sure which one the last one I filed.
There is no permanent one. What is the affidavit, the date of the affidavit that you swore out?
When did you sign that affidavit, Ms. Murray? What day?
Okay, I'm working with two affidavits, y'all, so that's why it's a little confusing for me.
Can you tell her which one you're seeking, Miss Blake?
Can you give me the date of both of your affidavits?
That was a temporary protective order put in place in June, and then there was one that I signed. I initiated in August, and I signed it in October. I can't think of the date.
Okay, so you very recently, within the last few weeks, signed a new affidavit?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then you also requested a restraining order in June. Is that what your testimony is?
Well, when the incident took place, the police, and yeah, that happened that day.
Sorry,
and I'm sorry. My PTSD makes me talk a little ragged, but yes.
Can you repeat what you just said? I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear. You said something is making you speak ragged.
I say yes. My PTSD and this. I say it makes me speak a little ragged.
You're talking about disjointed. Is that correct? Because it sounds disjointed. You're not it's not a smooth sentence. You're just giving us words and phrases, but you're not speaking in complete sentences. Is that what you mean by ragged?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Blake?
Okay. Is there anyone else in the room with you right now, Ms. Murray?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And where are you currently located?
I'm in my bedroom.
What is the address? Is that the home that Miss Katrina Murray resided in until June of this year?
That's correct.
Okay. And it is your so Katrina Murray has not lived in the home since June, is that right?
That's correct.
And yet her 4 children live in that home with you, correct?
Correct.
And who also lives there besides my client's 4 children?
My son, Tremaine Murray.
Okay. And your son, Tremaine Murray, filed for a divorce against Miss Katrina Murray, correct?
Correct.
And a day later, you accused her of assaulting you. Is that right?
That is not correct.
Okay. So June 20, the date of this incident was the June 27th was the date of the incident. Is that right?
That's correct.
And are you aware that your son filed for divorce on June 20, the day before, June 26th?
I was not aware.
Okay.
I was not aware.
And so based on your sons and your actions, my client has not been able to live in the home with her 4 children. Is that right?
That's not correct either. It's based on Miss Katrina Murray's action because she moved out prior.
Yes or no, ma'am? Yes or no? I have yes or no questions.
No.
Okay. Okay. And do you understand what the request is before the court today?
No, I don't.
Okay. Do you object to having any contact with Miss Katrina Murray?
Yes, I do.
And why is that?
Because I don't trust her. I do not trust her. I'm tired of having panic attacks.
I have a question, Miss Blake.
Yes, sir.
Miss Murray, the children are in your home because your son is in the home with his children, correct?
No. I mean, yes, but okay. Ask the question again. I'm sorry.
The children in question are in your home because your son resides with his children in your home. Is that an accurate representation? Yes? No?
Well, no.
Okay. He doesn't live with the kids with you?
It's the wording. I'm in the home. It's I'm in their home.
Okay.
And can I elaborate?
Sure.
I'm in their home because Katrina had me moved from Virginia.
Wait. Stop right there, Miss Murray.
Okay.
I have an issue with your representation of that because are you an adult?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And you make your own decisions, correct?
Okay.
Okay. So
hold on.
No, ma'am. You don't tell me to hold. No, ma'am.
It's
stop.
Not that. I don't
mute
know
her.
Who I'm talking
mute
to,
her,
ma'am.
Mute
I
her.
just don't know who I'm talking to.
Mute. I have a robe on, Miss Murray. I'm a judge. You're talking to a judge. 1, 2. You don't get to interrupt me, Miss Murray. Okay. And so I'm trying to get an idea of what the tone of these relationships are. And so when you testify that someone moved you into a home, I want to know if you were coerced into moving into that home. Did someone force you to leave your home on the other side of the country, move to Texas and move into this house? That was my question, but you don't get to interrupt me, Miss Murray. When I have a question, you need to stop and listen. If you want me to hear you. Are we clear on that? It appears that we are. You can unmute her, and Ms. Blake, you can continue with your examination.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Hold on, because that was the problem earlier. She couldn't unmute, so I don't know that she can. Can you please unmute? Can you log off and log back on?
I don't know that she can hear you. I don't know if she's going to.
She can hear me, Judge? There she is.
I can't see anyone though. This is a big thing in front. That's what I was.
We can stop the hearing and we can do all of this in person, and we won't have any technology issues. We're willing to do that.
I'm just Your Honor, I was just trying to see who I was talking to.
Okay,
that's all. I wasn't trying to be rude.
It came off very rude. And if you're having challenges with technology, then we can stop the proceeding and we can come in here in person tomorrow or next week.
I just don't know if I can take this off. Because when y'all join, it's the break room thing where it says join or not join. So I don't know if I can press join.
No one is asking you to press any buttons right now.
Okay.
You're supposed to be testifying to questions asked by Ms. Blake. So stand by. Ms. Blake, next question.
Okay, your testimony was that you don't trust Katrina Murray, correct?
Correct.
And do you think it's appropriate for you to be raising Katrina's children instead of Katrina?
Appropriate? I don't understand the question.
Okay. Did you ask for a temporary protective order and swear out that affidavit on October 8th and include her children as protected parties?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And so you're stopping Katrina from seeing her children, not only by residing in the home, but now asking for a protective order 4 months after an incident that happened in the home. Is that right?
No, ma'am. I applied for this protective order in August,
Okay, but
right
the
after
incident
the
was in
incident.
June, a day after your son filed for divorce. Is that right?
If that's what you're telling me, I didn't even know that my
Okay,
son.
I'm going to stop this. Miss Murray, this is not a conversation between you and Miss Blake. She's
Okay,
asking you questions, and I need you to answer the question asked. You circumventing and taking a left step here, then pivoting right over there with your answers does not
ma'am.
serve. No, ma'am, you need to listen to me. Does not serve your testimony well. And trust believe that a judge across the street on the civil side will likely see a transcript of this hearing. So you may want to be a little bit more mindful about your responses. And I need you to start answering the questions asked by Ms. Blake.
Yes, ma'am.
Next question, Ms. Blake.
So the request here today is for my client to be ordered to have no harmful or injurious contact with you instead of the no contact order. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Do you believe that it is appropriate for Miss Katrina Murray to not harm or injure you during, like, while this case is pending?
Yes.
Okay. And do you believe it's important for your grandchildren to see their mother?
Yes.
Okay. And do you understand that swearing out that affidavit in October and including them prevents my client from seeing her children?
Yes.
Okay. If the court were to order a no harmful or injurious contact order on this case, would you be able to report to anyone if there were any issues between Katrina and yourself?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question?
If the judge were to grant a no harmful or injurious contact order, would you be able to report to someone that there was something and any issues occurring?
Yes.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Mr. Sims, any questions of the witness?
No questions from the state, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, Ms. Blake, you have access to court records. Do you know, if you know, were there any temporary orders issued pursuant to that petition for divorce that was filed by Mr. Murray back in June?
There were no temporary orders in June, Judge. When I was hired in September on this case.
Stop. The court
sorry.
reporter is unable to take a record. So we're going to pause.
Yes, Your Honor, my computer turned off. I'm ready.
You're ready? Okay. So read us the last record you typed. The last
Okay,
sentence.
now, Ms. Blake, you have access to court records. Do you know if you were?
Okay. So if you could pick up, the question was whether she knew if there were any temporary orders issued. I did state back in June, but at any time, I'm amending that question to Ms. Blake, at any time pursuant to that petition for divorce.
Yes, Your Honor. So in September, I was hired by Ms. Murray. I filed a petition or a motion for temporary orders. Those were heard. The default orders ordered my client to go back into the home. Miss Murray, Miss Veronica Murray, and her son Tremaine Murray were ordered to remove themselves. They did not do so. Then he hired Miss Whitley, Miss Deanna Whitley, who then filed to vacate those temporary orders, and so they have now been vacated. At the moment, we have an amicus attorney, Miss Lisa Duke. We have we're in the process of getting Kelly Bernstein on this case as a counselor, but that is the current status. My client has no visitations with her children. She cannot go to the home because Miss Murray is present in the home.
Okay. And how old are the kids in question? How many kids?
4 kids, ranges from 3 to 14.
Okay. Okay. Teenager, 15, 14, 1 year apart. All right. You may proceed, Ms. Blake.
Your Honor, so at this point, we have no further testimony.
Mhm.
I would just have argument.
I'll hear your argument and then I'll hear from Mr. Sims.
Your Honor, at this time, we would request the court amend the bond conditions of no contact with Miss Veronica Murray to a no harmful or injurious contact with Miss Veronica Murray. There is just to make sure the court is aware as well, she did swear out an affidavit in October for October 8th, which includes the children. And that there was an ex parte TRO that was signed. And unbeknownst to me, I did not find out about this until Mr. Sims sent me the information on it. That there is a court date next Tuesday in the monitoring court where the TROs are held, or the protective order docket is held. So at this time, even though we have an amicus attorney appointed who was attempting to investigate the situation with the children and make a recommendation back to the court, Ms. Murray, through the DA's office, had a temporary protective order filed, which includes the kids, which just complicates matters. But we intend on resolving that next Tuesday. And in the meantime, last time we were here in court on a separate writ, the court ordered my client to enroll in parenting classes for the younger children and the older children. She's done so, and she has her certificates with her here in court.
Okay.
So she has complied with all court orders as made by this court, and will continue to do so.
Okay. I'll hear from the state next.
Your Honor, the state's only concerns are the protective orders that are currently floating around. Outside of that, we leave open to the court.
Okay. Mr. Sims, can you apprise the court of the exact allegations that are being made against Ms. Murray? So it's an assault, bodily injury, family, or household. Can you give me some of the details of that allegation, please?
Yes, Your Honor. On the date of incident, it is alleged that the defendant shoved the complaining witness, Veronica Murray, in the back, and that I believe there was some argument that ensued following that, and the police arrived after that.
Okay. Here's the quandary, Ms. Blake. I only have jurisdiction over your client. And so, she's got a military career to think about. And I'm going to trust that she is a member of our military serving in good standing. And she is innocent until and unless she's proven guilty. These kids need their mother. And I don't know what the quality of their relationship is with their grandmother or their father. Those are parties not before the court, other than Ms. Murray wanting to come in and testify today. And so I'm going to lift the no contact order. I'm going to grant the no harmful or injurious contact. How you can affect that on the civil side is going to be up to you. She has done what the court ordered her to do, which tells the court she is very much vested in returning to her parental status and parenting these kids. I did not hear anything from the state that she attempted to harm her children in this alleged altercation. And so I think Miss Murray and her son are going to have to face the civil courts and make their argument to them. She is to report weekly to pretrial services by phone. She is to continue to not consume any alcohol or any drugs for which she has no prescription for. And unless she's on base, she is not to possess, purchase, own, or use a firearm, a gun, or ammunition. And other than on base, Ms. Murray, do you have access to any firearms, guns, or ammunition?
No, Judge.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Murray.
Thank you.
And that is the court order, Ms. Blake. Is there anything else you require from the court?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Sims, anything else?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Then that concludes today's proceeding. We're off the record. Everyone is excused.